Opal Driftwood greeted her first dawn on 10 April 1999 in a seashell blue cottage perched upon barnacle-flecked pilings above Oregon's Yaquina Bay. Outside, a gray whale calf breached in welcome while Opal's mother, a touring funk blues trumpeter who tucks pressed honeysuckle petals inside her mute pouch, released a sugar-soft trill that set chipped enamel plates quivering on their hook. Her father, a night shift foghorn electrician who sketches cloud gulls on shipping invoices to stay awake, leaned so near that their freckles merged and promised the newborn that pure gossip, hallway giggles, and store racks quitting at 14 would always shift for anyone bold enough to live inside her own vast outline. Curves have meandered through the Driftwood line since a Depression-era aunt rewove crabnet into speakeasy gowns, so no one blinked when baby Opal burst her second muslin wrap before the kettle could sigh. Granny Myrtle simply threaded sail twine through every tear, patched each gap with kite tail scraps from the county fair, and laughed that a penny of extra fabric is cheaper than trimming a sunrise. Kindergarten corridors smelled of cedar shavings, marionberry pie steaming from the lunch hatch, and brine sneaking through warped lavers. Opal already stood half a head taller than her desk mates, blotting projector glow each time she traced salmon runs on the pull-down atlas. One misty recess, two kids hop-skipped rings, chanting "Big Tug" each. Stomp her yellow boots made on chalk paint. Twilight found her patrolling the rack line, pocketing soda caps, sanded pearl by waves, threading them on fishing leader, stitching the jangling ribbon down her sea glass hoodie, and strolling into First Bell, scattering prism freckles across blistered ceiling tiles. A visiting literacy aide filmed 8 shaky seconds on a prepaid phone, posted the shimmer to a baby video nook, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers applauded the child, who forged teasing into lighthouse glitter. That night, Opal penciled a promise beside math drills: clouds crowd only until you flash them bright. Saturday dawns belonged to the public pier where her mother's trumpet glides, tangled with diesel coughs from dory engines, skillet snaps from cod cake stands, and gulls bartering for herring bits. Ready-made jeans jammed halfway, so Opal traded tip jar quarters for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted a high-rise skirt, misted it with squid ink puffin silhouettes, then posed at mango sunset against rust-striped silhouettes while her cousin snapped grainy frames. Each picture sailed into an online journal she named Lantern Spray. The week, a glossy photo app drifted across patchy coastal signal. Captions threaded dock slang with simple truths like, "Curves anchor gusts steadier than break walls." 2 months before her 16th birthday, 56,000 unseen hearts tapped tiny hearts beneath every coral post. Proof glowing rectangles hushed cafeteria razors faster than any coach whistle. A Marine Systems scholarship ferried her south to Humboldt State. Days slid away in Kelt Tank Labs while nights belonged to a 24-hour churro wagon, glowing neon guava beneath wind-bent redwoods. The heat lamp became her ring light. Between cinnamon orders, she filmed 90-second clips, folding parchment into sea-fern barrettes while decoding dart rotation and half lecture snap, half shoreline hush. One upload, Glenda Harper sealed sherps with lo-fi shuffle while she chain-stitched reflective anchor braid into thrift denim. 47 hours later, the counter leapt beyond 1.3 million. West Coast style pages hailed her the churro couturier, yet every sponsor deck still stopped at size 16. She slid each offer into a folder labeled "Shrinking Nets," brushed sugar dust from her sleeve, and greeted the next customer with dawn in her grin. While prep, we delivered an email stamped Columbia Sportswear. They asked her to co-design a spray shell capsule titled Shoreline Pulse. Opal replied with 3 Pierform terms, patterns through 60-inch hips, half the crew hired from community college fashion programs, 10% of net profit pledged to Kelp Forest renewal, from Brookings to Bellingham. Columbia signed before sunrise, painted the beakers rose. The shoe unrolled on a low-tide sandbar where plover chicks scribbled commas along wet quartz. She coached paddleboarders of every outline across glass water while a drone carved lazy infinity ribbons overhead. When the lookbook went live, every extended size jacket vanished in 41 hours across 33 nations, and Lantern Spray shimmered past 700,000 lantern icons. If that swirl already hums in your ribs, press subscribe now. One light tap turns the badge column gray and locks your rail spot, so next week's voyage lands in your feet ahead of any algorithm drift. After you do, skim the description for a quiet doorway named Love Compass, a guide thousands trust when they're ready to spark genuine attraction and follow the clearest path toward lifelong romance. Spotlight shimmer lurid rumor galls. A clickbait vlog claimed Opal strapped iron plates around her waist beneath shoreline shells. Dawn saw her paddling a cedar board beyond eelgrass braids, bare feet planted in linen shorts and sports bra, tracing every silver-streaked stripe with crushed bougainvillea dust, while her mother launched a trumpet growl so raw pelicans hovered in mid-glide. 10 million viewers reposted the proof, brushing fuchsia pollen over their own curves until gossip slid beneath slack tide. Turo earnings braided with capsule royalties and whipped into driftwood velvet, a cloud soft butter blending spruce tip custard, kaffir lime oil, and mica sparks that glow seashell white and foam flash. 19,010s cooled on her father's chart desk, lids tied with braided crab pot rope, each label stamped "Moisturize Your Horizon." Stock drained in 82 minutes, lifting $198,000. 20% seated Beacon grants, shipping industrial surgers and hydrophones to plus-size teens and shoreline schools from Gold Beach to Gig Harbor. 8 months later, 38 Beacon teens live-streamed a floating fashion and whale song gala aboard a retro purse planer laced with solar lanterns. First light color bursting into classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. Portland Pier Fashion Night minted fresh jetty lore when a backstage vent shredded her indigo mesh gown, hip to knee, 80 heartbeats before curtain. Opal ripped neon dock rope from a lighting brace, laced the gap like boot hooks, and walked the boards as if the splice had shown in every sketch. Shutters cracked like kettle corn, Vogue Cascadia named the rescue rope Cadence, and another million lantern sparks lit before saxophones sounded a note. The drama swung back when a former aide leaked clips mails hinting she demanded Oyster Tower banquets and chauffeured airboats for her rescue otter Nova. She posted the chain full length, refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption screens for deaf stylists. That month, affiliate tied $135,000, funded biodegradable crab trap pilots off Cape Flattery. Fans echoed her pier Cree receipts shine brighter than rumor grit, until whispers flattened like tide pool glass. Family stays her compass true. Twice each month, she streams porcelain grooves. Mama weaves soulful phrases beside a propane griddle. Dad recites cloud haiku. Opal flips thrift denim, while Nova waddles powder sugar spirals. One episode climbed past 9 million views when the otter sneezed glitter on the lens. A marine sanctuary now sponsors every broadcast, tagging rehabilitated otters with solar beacons bankrolled by Driftwood Velvet. Her profits crested over $12 million by second solstice. She leased a dormant herring shed, carved skylights through corrugated tin, hired furloughed deckhands plus design grads to whip custard and knot lids by hand during midday funk sets. Auditors pushed shrink sleeves. She repeated Granny Myrtle's mantra, "Fingers keep legend longer than plastic clamps," and rope ties remain. Her feed wears real sky. Granite Bluff portraits share scroll room with churro truck selfies captioned "Same sky, different tide." She posts breath loops recorded in sea caves, printable resilient sheets in English and Chinook, therapy vouchers tucked 3 swipes deep. 164,000 readers call her shoreline candor their first calm harbor. Community Glow rides weir beneath crushed shell glitter. Hundreds wheel sunset causeways wearing driftwood velvet on shoulders and LED kelp tassels spinning from spokes. Ticket money fattens beacon grants and lifts wheelchair snorkel rigs over crystal springs. Chowder shacks simmer late. Rockfish chow bowls rise 15% on ride nights. Opal pedals lead on a vintage cruiser with Noble plush clipped forward, pausing to tie any rider's wandering lace. She is polishing Currents Keep Names, due in 11 languages next spring, while a film crew shadows her mission to weld retired buoy chains into floating maker studios for peninsula schools. Puma's wide-to-wave wave lantern sneaker drops next quarter, threaded with reflective rope, cushioned by algae foam, steering 10% of revenue into Beacon nurseries hugging the Pacific Rim. Second little wave of reminder rolls in. If you clicked like but left subscribe blazing red, fade it to silver now. One gentle press secures next Friday's story in your notifications before algorithm tides can tug it astray. And remember that love compass link below waits whenever your own heart hungers for brighter connection. Early winter coast towards Slackwater, fresh velvet tins, Beacon Grant portals, tonight's Porchline playlist, and the confidence compass trusted by thousands rest in the description, free for every seeker. If the Soda Cap hoodie shimmer, rope lace gown rescue, or Nova Glitter sneeze coax even half a grin tap, pour your brightest ripple in the comments and share this voyage with a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve diverts currents, every scar refracts lighthouse beams, and the coast bows to anyone bold enough to plant solid boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Last breath before lanterns dim. Subscribe, write this heartbeat. Claim your rail, open the love compass below, and meet me on the next rising tide when a new story glints just beyond the breakers and courage calls your name again.